Hi, Planeteers! I'm here with another Mystery Science Theater review. Now, as you've noticed, I have burned through all the box sets from Rhino and all the ones published so far from Shout Factory. We're still waiting for the new one coming up. The next one, by the way, is Mystery Science Theater versus Gamera. I am very excited about that. I'll review that once I get my hands on it. I believe that comes out next month in August. Until then, I've decided to start reviewing the individual sets. Not so much sets, the individual releases, which were usually singles, actually. Because Rhino released a whole batch of those, separate from the box sets, actually. I think they started, when video was still relevant, they were still releasing them on video cassette, and once DVD came into being, they started doing the releases on DVD as well. Not putting them in the box sets, those were kind of separate. I'm going to start out with a double set, actually, right here. And this was the Mystery Science Theater 3000 Essentials. And they only did one of these, sadly enough. But this one features Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, and a little episode called Manos, the Hands of Fate. And yes, for those of you who follow me and aren't familiar with Mystery Science Theater 3000, yes, my namesake is a reference to this episode and movie. I'll just get started right here. There's not too much as far as extras. The extras are basically a blooper reel, which is a lot of fun to watch. I did buy on video the blooper reel, so I'd already seen these, but they're a lot of fun. You get a lot of sense of what it takes to make an episode. So I do recommend checking out those bloopers. Now, the episodes themselves are completely worth it, especially if you haven't seen these episodes. Oh my god. I'll start up with Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. That was their first of two Christmas episodes. They did one with Mike and one with Joel. This was, of course, the first one with Joel. And this is one of those episodes that they had to do. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians is one of those famously bad films. It has what could be thought of as a brilliant or stupid idea, depending on who you talk to. And it obviously took the idea of a Christmas film and got it into space, because in the 50s and 60s, everything was science fiction, space, and stuff like that. So we have some Martians who realize that their children are always depressed because they really have no childhood. So they decide, hey, let's kidnap Santa Claus from Earth and cheer up our kids. So they do that, and one of them isn't so crazy about the idea. And his name is Hargo, right? I think it's Hargo. Or, like, who cares? But anyway, he's completely against this. So he sets sabotage against Santa. So Santa's really annoying in this film. He's laughing a lot. Like, a lot. Granted, he's not going ho ho ho, thank God. But, boy, man, I mean, he laughs like he's on fucking ecstasy throughout this whole movie. And speaking of ecstasy, you need to take a lot in order to watch Droppo in this movie. Droppo is the comic relief in the movie, and he is anything but funny. I think Sophie's Choice is funnier than Droppo. The episode, it features Joel and the bots having a Christmas, and I think this was part of Comedy Central's Christmas in July special. They were doing a whole bunch of Christmas specials in July, as a joke. And it features one of the best scenes, actually, one of the best written openings, where Joel asks the bots, what they want for Christmas, and Crow's response is just brilliant and very quotable, actually. And something I occasionally say when people ask me what I want for Christmas. The opening invention exchange is quite funny with the wish squisher, and Joel and the bots come up with their own ideas for what else could be in the land of misfit toys, and they're quite clever too. Excellent episode. Very well written, and God, lots of fun. I can watch this episode over and over again. And oh, hey, did I mention it's where Patrick Swayze Christmas originates from? Even though he's long passed, it's still wonderful to see. And it is kind of a standard for MST3K fans to think of this song every Christmas. It's hilarious. It's a poke at Christmas carols, Patrick Swayze, Roadhouse, and it's just a lot of fun. What a great episode. Now, Manos, the Hands of Fate. Manos, the Hands of Fate, when I first saw it, 15 minutes into it, I knew this was going to be a classic episode. This was going to be definitely one of the top episodes I'd ever seen. And that's really, seriously, maybe 10 minutes in watching this episode. Now, of course, it starts out very well anyway, where we have a funny invention exchange with the tough love couch or something like that, where the tough love seat, where Forrester makes Frank sit in this thing, this little love seat that has spikes in it, and a piece that keeps his leg clamped in, and it's torturous, and they both sit in it. It's very funny. Also, Hired, Part 2, the second half of the Chevrolet salesman short, is actually funnier in the second half than it was in the first half. The first half is really funny, by the way, and great. The second half is explosively funny. It's rapid fire on every line in this short, and even if you hadn't seen the first half, oh boy, is this funny. And then we get to the movie, and I had never heard of this film before this episode, and a lot of people really credit Mystery Science Theater, and rightfully so, for bringing attention to this film. This was kind of a film that just nobody really heard of. It was made by a fertilizer salesman in Texas who on a bet said, yeah, I can make a movie. Any idiot can make a film. And turns out, yeah, that's true. And it's horrible. It's badly paced. It's horribly edited. And the first 10 minutes is the family driving. I mean, that's it. They're driving. And there's one dissolve of the landscape, and it dissolves the exact same shot. And it's unbelievable. There's some credits for, a couple minutes in this, but then it just keeps going. And we listen to this really mellow music, too. It's such a strange way to begin a horror movie. And John Reynolds plays Torgo, the evil assistant to the master who runs this place that they stop for the night. And the Torgo sequence with the theme music and his knees, and he can't walk, and the voices they make, because he has this particular voice, and they imitate it all throughout the episode. And it's one of those episodes where they latch onto a character and they just don't let go, and every joke gets funnier as they do it. And this is easily my favorite episode of the entire 10-year run of the show. I love it quite a bit. I'm not sure if this is still in print. The Rhino stuff is going out of print more and more. If you can find this at a store or online, it's definitely worth your time. Both of these episodes are fantastic. You could take your pick which one you want to watch first. They're brilliant. This is 5 RAM chips, and I think that's it, so push the button, Lindsay.